My husband is the ultimate villain. By the time I married him in my last life, he was already locked in a death match with the hero. That little rivalry meant I didn't survive 2 years of marriage before I kicked a bucket. But I'm back. I rejected my parents' plan to ship me off to study abroad. Instead, I transferred to Cole's school. I had one mission: stop him from ruining his life. I arrived just in time to catch him cornering the male lead, Graham, in a dark alley. Cole was weighing a brick in his hand, testing the heft. He looked ready to swing. Rage clawed up my throat. He started his feud with Graham this early? Cole, get your ass over here. The hand holding the brick twitched. He squinted, trying to make me out in the gloom. I stared him down, ice in my veins. He tossed the brick to a lackey, Cody, probably, and stomped over, his face like thunder. Thought you left the country. He looked annoyed, like I was a nuisance. If I didn't know better, I'd believe him. But in my past life, this man took 18 stab wounds for me. He died protecting me, even if I didn't make it either. The memory softened the edge of my anger. Stop fighting, I said, my voice dropping. Let Graham go. He curled his lip, trying to look tough. The classic bad boy posturing. Stay out of it. This has nothing to do with you. I squeezed my eyes shut. I almost forgot how frustratingly emotionally constipated he was. He loved me. He was obsessed with me, but he'd rather die than admit it, so he picked fights instead. Childish. But I saw the love in his eyes right before we died. I knew the truth. Reasoning with him wouldn't work. I needed a nuclear option. I'm pregnant. I blurted out. It's yours. He froze. His brain seemed to stall. He pointed a shaking finger at his own chest. His eyes vibrated. Mine? Yeah, I said, doubling down. Exactly. From that time, his expression went blank. His mind went blank. He just stared at me, then dropped his gaze to my flat stomach. I knew his thick skull was struggling to process the logistics. I didn't give him time to think. It's your child, Cole. You need to take responsibility for us. He nodded. It was a reflex. Our baby doesn't need a father who's a slacker and a thug. I lectured, pressing my advantage. From now on, you need to be a good person, a role model. Fighting with bricks? Unacceptable. Go apologize to Graham. Get his forgiveness. That snapped him out of it. No way. He snapped. He messed with one of my boys. I have to get payback. I let my face go cold. So you don't care about our child? I asked, voice low and dangerous. What if your bad karma hurts her? Are you trying to kill her before she's even born? Panic seized his face. The blood drained away. I didn't. I'm not. He stammered. Then go apologize. I couldn't push him too hard. I needed to mix the stick with a little carrot. Besides, I added, softening my tone again, I'm sure your boys will understand. You're doing this for your child. Cole didn't understand. His brain was clearly throwing up 404 errors, but the brainwashing had taken hold. He reached down and hauled the kneeling Graham to his feet. My bad, bro. Cole grunted, his voice stiff. He jammed a credit card into Graham's shirt pocket. Total misunderstanding. Take this. A little token of apology. That was Cole. He treated money like confetti. He threw cash at problems until they disappeared, attracting a swarm of leeches he was too blind to notice. Right now, the feud between them was just a spark, not an inferno. The apology and the payout worked. Graham stared at the card. The tension in his shoulders dropped. He wiped a smear of blood from the corner of his mouth and pocketed the bribe. Don't let it happen again, Graham said, his voice cool. Cody stepped forward, bristling like an angry terrier. Cole, what the hell? Why are you apologizing to him? Cole clapped a heavy hand on Cody's shoulder, silencing him. Let it slide. Do it for me. Cody grunted, backing down, but the look he shot Graham was poison. Two-faced snake. To Cole's face, Cody was the loyal sidekick. Behind his back, he was the one whispering toxic ideas, nudging Cole closer and closer to the edge of the cliff. He has to go. Once the alley cleared, silence fell. Cole stood 6 feet away, staring at me with a complicated expression. Specifically, he was laser-focused on my stomach. I didn't hide. I owned it. I relaxed my abs, pushing my stomach out until it formed a convincing, rounded little bump. I gave it 2 solid pats. Thump. A warning. You can't tell a soul I'm pregnant, I commanded. His eyes snapped to mine, panic flickering. Why? Success depends on secrecy, I whispered, leaning in. I'm afraid someone might try to hurt me. He swallowed hard. He believed it. He nodded. Cole was the textbook definition of a villain. A trust fund nightmare. Zero ambition, zero skills, and a temper that could burn down a city. In my past life, I despised him. We grew up together, but we weren't friends. We were enemies. Every time we met, it was war. I left the country to get away from him, but when my family's fortune collapsed, everyone abandoned us. Everyone except Cole. He took over the mess my father left behind. He wasn't book smart, but he had the devil's own luck. Under him, the Shin Empire didn't just survive, it thrived. After we got married, the shouting matches didn't stop. We fought like cats and dogs, but it was peaceful, in a twisted way. He had a fuse shorter than a matchstick, but he treated me like gold, and I wasn't impossible to live with either. Somewhere between the arguments and the chaos, I fell in love with him, but fate is cruel. We didn't get enough time. We both ended up in early graves. The real tragedy? I actually was pregnant back then. I never got the chance to tell him. That baby died with us. Not this time. I was rewriting the script. In our last life, Cole was manipulated and destroyed because he was uneducated. He was easy prey, so I transferred to his class. I made sure I sat right next to him. I stayed up all night drafting a brutal study plan. I was going to force some culture into him if it killed me. I rapped my knuckles on his desk. From today on, you study. He looked like I'd just asked him to eat glass. His face twisted in disgust. Before he could argue, I placed a hand gently on my stomach. He shut his mouth. Reluctantly, he picked up a pen. The results were catastrophic. Cole's academic foundation wasn't just weak, it was non-existent. I gave him a math practice test. Out of 100 points, he got one multiple choice question right, and I'm pretty sure he guessed. I started to hyperventilate. I knew he was bad, but I didn't think he was functionally illiterate. Cole panicked. He started rubbing my back, his eyes wide with terror. Don't be mad. Breathe. It's bad for you, and bad for the baby. Okay, plan B. I dug up some middle school study materials. Basic stuff. He still stared at the pages like they were written in alien hieroglyphics. I hit him with the death glare. He stopped breathing. Maybe we just forget it, he whispered, voice trembling. I'm not built for this stuff. The kid will understand. man, right? I mean, I think I did okay. I didn't say a word. I just kept staring. One step at a time, Ainsley. One painful step at a time.